Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick video. All right, y'all. Don't get upset yet. Don't get your blood pressure rising yet. I know y'all see this picture. It's not a rematch coming up between these two. It's not a rematch coming up between Sarah Moras and Vanessa Melo. It's some sad news for both of these fighters. As y'all know, Sarah Moras has been cut from the UFC. You know, her along with 4 other fighters. She's the only woman that I know that's been cut. But Vanessa Melo, her situation is a little bit different. I see that her contract just hasn't been renewed. So right now she's out of the UFC because she's fought her last fight, which was against Sarah Moras. So that's her situation. But so as of right now, both of these fighters are no longer with the UFC. So Sarah Moras has definitely been cut though, whereas Vanessa Melo, her contract's run out. Still doesn't know if it's going to be renegotiated or renewed. But as y'all know, last time out, both of these fighters, they faced off a few weeks ago, and they put on a very lackluster performance. And, you know, a lot of people blame Sarah Moras for that because of how she took an approach to this fight, which for good reason. You know, I definitely felt like it was a fight where she didn't try her best, even in her loss. And I knew this was a situation where, you know, if you're on a losing streak and you're what, like, before the fight, she was what, 3-5. You got to go in there and put it all on the line. Even if you lose, you got to put on a spirited performance. You got to go in there and give it your all. So she went in there, put on a lackluster performance against Vanessa Melo, 3-6. UFC is going to cut her now. You know, so there's really nobody to blame on that. I mean, yeah, again, like I said, Dana White looks at these performances. You know, if you go in there and try your best, I'm sure you could have hung on. But it was just a performance that she put on. It was just very lackluster. You know, a lot of people still comment on my videos telling me, hey, you know, that was a very, very bad performance from Sarah Moras. And as for Vanessa Melo, like I said, her situation, she just fought her last fight out of her contract. So as of right now, you know, she hasn't heard anything back as far as any renewals, you know, any renegotiations for her to come back on. She just fought her last fight out, so I think she had like a 4-fight deal with the UFC, and this fight here was her last fight with Sarah Moras. So as of right now, they haven't signed her. They haven't re-signed her. I don't know if they plan on doing that because, you know, you got to remember, before this win, she was on a 3-fight losing streak against Irene Aldana, Carol Rosa, and Tracy Cortez. You know, so some of the top fighters already beat her, and going into this fight, she broke that winning streak. She broke that losing streak, right? But it was still a lackluster performance. It wasn't like she really came out to, you know, take Sarah Moras's head off. I know Sarah Moras was moving, but it was still a situation where Vanessa Melo didn't step on that gas and, you know, take her head off, you know. So I think the UFC is looking at that. You know, matchmakers are still looking at that situation. They're thinking that, you know, after that performance from both fighters, I don't think we need them, you know. So like I said, if you're not really going to put on a show, even on the losing end, they're going to see you as dead weight and they're going to cut you. You know, Sarah Moras, you know, Sarah Moras is what, 3-6 in the UFC. So that's another fighter that they have to kind of, you know, take that consideration and say, man, like, is she bringing on exciting performances? Is she even being a gatekeeper for some of these fighters on the come up? You know, is she even trying? Is she even testing them? Well, it doesn't look like it, you know. So she's going to be one of the women fighters that we got to cut. Like I said, usually at a time they don't cut like a whole big wave of women at once like they do men, because women still don't make up as much as the men. Usually it's maybe like 2 or 3 at a time with the women, maybe 5, even less than 5. You know, you rarely ever see 5 women cut at a time. So with this situation here for Sarah Moras, you know, they definitely had to look at it. They definitely had to look at performances and say, man, between her and Vanessa Melo, like, Sarah Moras has got to go. I don't know if we're going to renew this contract with Vanessa Melo. So in a lot of ways, you can't really put it on the performance that they put on in their fight just a few weeks ago. And I think a lot of fans can agree with that. They've all been saying that Sarah Moras is on the chopping block, you know, after that performance and being 3-6. But yeah, man, I mean, just going back to even like her Tough House, I thought something more was going to be of Sarah Moras. You know, she had a personality, very out there. You know, put on action fights, you know, in several other fights. But this one here, I don't know why she just took her foot off the gas and took that approach, you know, against Vanessa Melo, man. But yeah, man, that's how it goes sometimes. You know, I feel bad for these fighters when they get cut like that, especially in a time like this. But, you know, they gotta put their all into it, you know. Hopefully Vanessa Melo, her situation changes. Maybe they renew hers on like a fight-by-fight contract, or like a 2-fight contract, and then she can learn from that and go in there and give it her all. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this, guys. Let me know what y'all think of this in the comment section. Do y'all blame it on their performance a few weeks ago? Is that why they both got cut? Or, you know, Vanessa Melo, what you think that's why she didn't get renewed? Do you think they'll re-sign Vanessa Melo? And where do you think Sarah Morris goes from here? Give me those answers in the comment section, guys. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.